You must be thinking, I thought all the property agents always ask their clients to buy new launch because of the greater upside potential. Why you end up buying a resale yourself? Hi everyone, it has been quite a while since I updated you guys on my own property journey, but I finally have some time to document my thought process. Do watch on to the end for the bonus segment if you're keen to find out which resale condo I bought and why it can be as profitable as new launches if you know how to identify the right one. Before that, just a quick recap for those of you who are seeing this for the first time. In part 1 of my property journey, I explained why I bought a brand new executive condo at 𝗰𝗵𝗀𝗲𝗄 Residences, which allowed me and my wife to sit on more than 600k of paper gains. In part 2 of my journey, I shared about what I intend to do after obtaining MOP. Today in part 3, I'll guide you through how I use my own evaluation framework to decide on a resale condo that I just bought. Let's go! You must be thinking, I thought all the property agents always ask their clients to buy new launch because of the greater upside potential. Why you end up buying a resale yourself? Well, the truth is I did try to go for new launches like 𝗃𝗵𝗄𝗃 and 𝗁𝗂𝗀 right after my EC obtained MOP last year, but my ballot number is so bad that even if I add up all my clients' queue numbers, it is still lower than my own ballot at 1625. Having missed these two good launches, I started to look at what are the other launches in the first half of 2026, and honestly, none of them really sparked joy. Either too expensive or in locations which we do not prefer to stay. At the same time, my wife and I were quite sian of staying in Sengkang after 5 years, so going for a resale actually allows us to move out to a bigger unit in our preferred location earlier rather than later. Because of these own-stay considerations, decided to pivot to the resale market instead. By the way, it might look easy, but a lot of work goes into brainstorming, scripting, filming, and editing this video. So I would really appreciate if you can help me by clicking on the like button and subscribing to my channel. At least I know someone out there is watching and it will really motivate me to continue doing more great videos for you. Thank you, and back to my resale purchase journey. The thing is, with so many resale options out there, how do we zoom into the right one? This brings me to my IPA framework where I score various developments against these 5 critical factors that you see on screen so as to holistically evaluate their future exit strategy. You can also adjust the weightage of each factor. For example, I have a higher weightage for pricing as I prioritize it more than the other factors. Ultimately, an overall score will be derived for each development for ease of comparison and ranking. First up, on location and amenities, I think we have to recognize that there is no one best location to invest in. A good location is subjective and differs from person to person. For me and my wife, we wanted a place which is more central for daily commute, an area with lower density but with plenty of amenities at the same time, and a neighborhood with its own character and vibes. Initially, we zoomed in on River Valley, which is a natural progression after we didn't get a unit at 𝗃𝗵𝗄𝗃 and 𝗁𝗂𝗀. We were eyeing one particular development very closely, but there were no new listings for almost 2 months. So we decided to expand our options to another neighborhood, and this time we shortlisted the Upper Thomson Estate, which both of us love as well. From the cafes and eateries along the shophouses, to the low density and proximity to nature, even our vet is nearby. It checked a lot of boxes for us. Although we acknowledge that a resale might not be as profitable as a new launch, we still wanted to find something that we can comfortably exit in 5 years if we want to. Being the real estate agent, it is now my job to evaluate which development within Upper Thomson will likely end up outperforming the rest. This brings me to the next factor on facilities and quality. When you're buying a new launch condo, this factor is often neglected. But when you're going for resale viewings, the look and feel of the development starts to matter. For example, how well is a condo maintained in terms of its facade, cleanliness, and landscaping? Are there sufficient family-friendly facilities to go around? Is there basement car park? Is the lobby air conditioned? All these small little things start to matter. Because buyers are emotional and first impression counts. Anyway, coming back to my own case, my wife didn't like developments that are too dated. So older developments like Faber Garden, Flame Tree Park, and the Windsor were kind of eliminated. Also, I prefer projects with full condo facilities. So even some of the newer developments like Thomson Grand and Thomson 3 were given a lower score as they didn't have a tennis court. In addition, Thomson 3 will be surrounded by the upcoming redevelopment of Thomson View, so the construction noise and dust was something I didn't want to deal with. Next, I evaluated the layouts of the remaining developments that are still in consideration. A bad layout has a direct impact on your future resellability and profitability. I've seen so many well-located developments like Urban Vista next to Tanah Merah MRT and the crest near Redhill MRT that failed to perform simply because of their poor and odd-shaped layouts. So when I looked at Thomson Grand's layout, even though on paper it is 1,300 plus to 1,400 plus square feet for their 3 beders, I don't like the fact that my master bedroom is next to the living room and connected by the same balcony. The common bedrooms are all the way on the other end, and there's a very big private lift lobby because there's 2 private lifts. For Thomson 3, the entrance walkway is quite odd-shaped. Kitchen is rather small, and there's a long and narrow balcony stretching across from the living to the master, which is not exactly usable. When I compare with the floor plans of some other developments in the vicinity, you can see their layouts are a lot more squarish and efficient, and hence will score higher in my evaluation matrix. At this point, it's quite obvious I'm leading to a couple of developments because of their location, well-rounded facilities, and efficient layouts. Are you able to guess which one I went for in the end? Feel free to type your answer in the comments below. If not, watch on to find out. Next up, let's look at demand versus supply. Most agents will usually tell you things like, because this condo is near MRT, right opposite a mall, within 1 km of a good school and surrounded by lots of HDB upgraders, there will definitely be strong future demand. While this is not wrong, it's still a very qualitative and superficial assessment. For viewers that have been watching my videos for some time, you will know that I use my very own demand ratio to quantitatively evaluate demand in the area. A high demand ratio will suggest that there is strong demand for the project because there are more units that have already been transacted recently compared to the number of units that are currently still available in the market. So, here are the demand ratios that I have tabulated across the various developments in Upper Thomson for the 3-bedroom unit type. And you can see the demand ratios are quite strong for a few developments like the Windsor, Flame Tree Park, 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲, Thomson Impressions and Thomson Grand, which gives me more confidence that my future exit strategy is well supported. Finally, let's evaluate the pricing factor using my price gap analysis. First of all, I compiled the TOP days and average PSF of the various developments in District 20. Next, given that 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲 is the newest development and hence the price leader in the area, I calculated what is 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲's price premium and age gap versus these other developments. Finally, the last column will show you what is 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲's premium for every 1 year difference in age. The typical fair benchmark is a price difference of about 50 PSF per year. This means that Thomson 3 is fairly priced versus 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲, and Thomson Impressions as well as Thomson Grand are underpriced at the moment given their wider price gap versus 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲, while the older condos like Bishan Point, Gardens and Bishan Park Condo are overpriced for their age. With that, here is my own personal scoring of the 5 different factors across the various developments. My conclusion is 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲 and Thomson Impressions are both well-rounded projects that score relatively well versus the other surrounding competitors at this point in time. However, the demand versus supply and pricing factors are actually dynamic that changes over time. This means that there is a possibility that come next year, 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲's pricing might become less attractive while Thomson 3 might become more value for money. As a result, I have to adjust their pricing score accordingly, and this will in turn affect their overall ranking. In other words, depending on which year you are entering the market, the analysis on which development can offer the most attractive entry price will be different. This hypothesis is validated by Gemini when I uploaded my research on the Queenstown Redhill area. So, if you like my approach on how I guided myself and my clients in evaluating which developments to buy, be it new launch or resale, feel free to reach out to me at 94515625 and I'll be happy to discuss further. Last but definitely not the least, I wanted to share why it is important to be decisive when you see a good deal in the resale market. For context, I wanted to go for this particular 3-bedroom unit at 1055 square feet that transacted in October 2025. I put in an offer which I felt was very reasonable, but I still lost out to a crazy buyer who offered more than 100 PSF above the last transacted for a similar unit. It's alright because there was another bigger 3-bedder at 1195 square feet in the market at that time, and they didn't know about the latest transaction yet. But I knew, so I needed to act very fast before the news spread. I put in a strong offer for the 1195 square feet unit and closed it within a few days. Was my offer higher than the previous 1195 square feet transactions? Yes, 30 to 80k higher. My wife was like, "Are you sure?" I said yes, because I trust my research and the information arbitrage, which allowed me to enter at 141 PSF lower. Subsequently, another 3-bedroom was sold at an even higher price of 2416 PSF, 215 PSF above my entry price. So, resale condo can be as profitable as new launches if you know how to identify the right one and you really need to be decisive. If I was short-sighted by putting in a weak offer, I wouldn't have secured the unit and I won't be able to enjoy the future upside. Before you get too excited, huge disclaimer that what I went through is extremely rare. Most deals are usually not too far off from the last transacted. With that, I would like to leave you with a quote. One wrong move can have a very long-lasting negative impact, but the right move will benefit you and your family greatly. So, before undertaking this huge decision, feel free to contact me at 9451 5625 to have an in-depth discussion. Once again, I'm Sean and I'll see you soon.